Hello well-wishers and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. In today's video, we are going to discuss the question answers of the workbook from Atithi or guest by Rabindranath Tagore. So grab your virtual seats and let's begin. Now before we jump into the question answers, let me quickly give you a summary and quick overview of what the story Atithi is all about. The detailed video is already live on my channel. You can go and have a look at that. However, for revision's sake, let's get started. So the first thing is introduction to Tarapada and his wanderlust. We see Tarapada, who is a young Brahmin boy. He leaves his family and he is joining various Jatra troops, but he never stays permanently with one of them. So he's got a restless nature and he is seeking new experiences. Point 2. There is a meeting with Motilal Babu. So Tarapada seeks a lift on a boat which is owned by Motilal Babu and ends up staying at his home in Kautilya. Motilal Babu and his wife Annapurna treat him almost like his own son and they include him in his household. Now after that we see how relationships develop, where Tarapada starts learning English. He distances himself from the local boys, even from Annapurna's affectionate care. Charushashi, who is Motilal Babu's daughter, also starts developing affection for him. She insists on learning English along with Tarapada but struggles, and this leads to cause of tension and jealousy in her. Next, we see that as Charushashi reaches a marriageable age, her parents start considering Tarapada as a prospective suitor for their daughter. At the end, despite the attraction and emotional connection between Charushashi and Tarapada, we see how restless a man he is. On the eve of the arranged marriage, Tarapada leaves Kautilya without informing anyone, returning to his wandering lifestyle because he was unable to commit to a settled life. So that is the whole story for you quickly in less than 2 minutes, and now let's get started with the question answers. The first type of questions that you could get in your exams are the logic based questions, and let us discuss each of these logic based questions. There are answers also available, so let's begin. Question 1. Tarapada approached Motilal Babu because the answer will be he was seeking refuge or shelter and he wanted a new place to stay. Question 2. Tarapada began to help Motilal Babu in cooking fish because he wanted to show his gratitude and make himself useful in the household, because of course he was getting free lodging and food, so in return he was trying to help them in his own little manner. Question 3. Annapurna asked many questions to Tarapada because the answer will be that she wanted to learn more about his background and ensured that he was trustworthy. You could also write about the fact that she was very curious to know about him, his family life, because she was really growing fond of him. Question 4. Tarapada left his family because the answer will of course be that he was drawn to a life of wandering and adventure and he wanted to escape the monotony, the boredom, the sameness of his village life or the daily life that he would otherwise have to lead. Question 5. Tarapada could not stay long with any troop because the answer will be that because he had a very restless spirit and he found it difficult to remain in one place or a situation for too long. You could also approach this answer in the way that he was always curious to explore. That is the spirit of an adventurer, of a wanderer. Because of that, he was not able to stay with any one troop for a long time. Question 6. Tarapada was liked by Motilal because the answer will be that he was a very helpful, well-mannered person and he showed a keen interest in learning. So these things, these qualities were something that Motilal Babu admired about Tarapada. Question 7. Tarapada thought of going to Mollygram because now the workbook mentions it as Mollygram, but if you follow the text, the only place which has gram at the end is the place Nandigram. So I am assuming it is a typing error. However, any transit that he is making from one place to another, you could say that he was always on the lookout or he was searching for new places and experiences. That is why he kept going from one place to another. Question 8. Charushashi threw into swings of mood because I think this question could also be framed better by the workbook people, that why would she have so many mood swings. So you would say that she was dealing with complex emotions of jealousy and affection towards Tarapada, and I think she was not able to strike a balance. She did not know whether she should openly express herself or whether she should keep herself limited, and because of this constant shifting from one state of emotion to another, you could see how much of mood swings she would have in the story. Question 9. Tarapada could adapt to any situation or work because he was a very resourceful person, he had an adventurous spirit, and because he had this experience of constantly moving to new places, he never remained restricted to a one particular comfort zone. That is why he was able to easily adapt or adjust to new situations or work. Question 10. Sonamani did not visit Charushashi for a while because the answer would be that she felt uncomfortable, out of place, and possibly because of Charushashi's possessive behavior towards Tarapada, that Sonamani was hesitant to go. Another reason that you could state over here is that she had been unwell for quite some time, which did not allow her to visit Charushashi. Now let's proceed to some short answer type questions. There are answers also which are there available for you, and I'll be explaining it as we take up each question one at a time. So let's begin. Question 1. Which Jatra troops had Tarapada left before meeting Motilal Babu? The answer will be that he had left several Jatra troops before meeting Motilal Babu because of his restless nature and inability to stay in one place for long. You could refer to the text and fetch out the names or descriptions of the different troops which he had been acquainted with before this. Question 2. In spite of being a darling of his family and neighborhood, why had Tarapada left them? The answer will be that he left his family and neighborhood, of course, because he craved for adventure and freedom, and he felt trapped or confined by the expectations and the routines of his home life or the daily life. Question 3. How did Tarapada make the most of his time on the boat? Like, how was he spending time on the boat basically? So you can say that he spent his time on the boat learning English, which opened up new areas of knowledge or new realms of knowledge and kept him focused on his studies. Apart from this, you could also write about how he would help the oarsmen and the helmsmen by cooking fish for them or taking care of their duties in their absence. So this is how he would while away the time on the boat, constructively, mind you. Question 4. How did Motilal Babu and his wife treat Tarapada? The answer is obvious, that they both treated him with kindness and affection. They welcomed him well into their home and supported his education. They also, took care of his lodging or his stay at their house for as long as he was willing to stay over there. Question 5. What did Annapurna want to learn about Tarapada? The answer will be that she wanted to learn about his family background, what were the reasons for him leaving his home and his character, so that she could ensure that he was a good influence on their household. And she also knew that her daughter Charushashi also would be interacting with him, so she wanted to make sure that she was also in good company, and combined with that, her affection, sympathy for the boy, love for the boy made her explore more about his background and more information about Tarapada. Question 6. Why did Tarapada seek a lift on the boat in which Motilal Babu was going to his village? So he sought a lift, or he wanted help to be going from one place to another because he wanted to escape his previous life, and he saw this boat as an opportunity where he could go to a new place and have a new beginning. Question 7. What kind of a girl was Charushashi, and what kind of feelings had she about Tarapada? The answer will be that she was a free-spirited and an emotional girl. She had complex feelings for Tarapada, ranging from affection to jealousy and possessiveness. So this is up to you also. You can write about other characteristic traits of Charushashi. My tongue got stuck in the answer that you are writing. Question 8. Why did Charushashi smash Tarapada's flute, and what were her feelings afterwards? The answer will be that she destroyed or smashed his flute out of jealousy, frustration and anger when she saw him playing it, and that too, in front of Sonamani. So she would not like his attention being shared with another girl. Afterwards, she felt a mix of guilt and shame for her impulsive actions. Question 9. What kind of a girl was Sonamani, and what kind of a relation did she have with Charushashi and Tarapada? The answer will be that she was a kind and a timid girl. She was friends with Charushashi, but she felt intimidated at times by her. So she had a respectful yet friendly relationship with Tarapada. Question 10. Why did Motilal Babu and his wife think of marrying their daughter to Tarapada? The answer is but obvious that they considered marrying their daughter to Tarapada because he was a well-mannered, educated boy, and they believed that he would keep Charushashi happy, and at the same time they could have him in his house along with the daughter. She would not have to go to the in-laws' house. That would somehow cover up for all the behavioral problems which Charushashi would otherwise pose to her parents. Let us now have a look at some of the long answer type questions which have been provided in your workbook. There are answers also which will help you to understand the approach you could take in answering your questions in the exam. Question 1. Discuss the suitability of the title of the story. So we could say that the title Atithi or guest, both of them you can refer to. It is suitable because it reflects Tarapada's transient nature, that is his fleeting nature, the temporary nature of his character and his brief role in Motilal Babu's household. Like a guest, he enters their lives, influences them and leaves without forming any permanent ties, because remember, he does not get married to Charushashi. So this highlights the themes of impermanence and the impact of how relationships can be transient or could be short-lived. Question 2. What made Tarapada an almost ascetic who detached himself from worldly affairs? Discuss. Now remember, you might get confused if you are not aware of the meaning of the word ascetic. Try to find synonyms of these words and keep it handy, because this is a term which can actively be used, or a similar term could be used for him, and then you will get confused in the exam. So don't do that. Tarapada's restless spirit and desire for freedom made him detach from the worldly affairs. His experiences with different Jatra troops and the temporary nature of his stays with people reinforced his belief in living an unattached life, focusing on personal growth and exploration rather than forming lasting bonds. This is an outlook of many people I also know in my life. But yes, so that is one of the outlooks that even Tarapada had, his approach to life. Question 3. What makes this story interesting? Now remember, these are not my questions. I'm just doing it from the workbook. And this is a very strange, weird, unfocused kind of a question. But nevertheless, since it has come, let's not consider it as an unimportant question and leave it midway. Such silly questions at times can also give us a perspective of how to handle such situations in case we are put into a situation of this kind when we are appearing for the exam. So what we could write is that the story is interesting because of its rich character development, the depiction of complex human emotions, and the interplay between societal expectations and personal desires. Tagore's vivid descriptions and the use of symbolism like the river and the monsoon add depth and meaning to the narrative or to the short story, and you can include more points from the text based on the marks to support your claims made in your answer. Question 4. Do the different jatras undertaken by Tarapada symbolize something? Discuss. So the different jatras symbolize his journey of self-discovery and his quest for freedom. Each journey represents a new experience, contributing to his understanding of life and reinforcing his desire to remain unbound by societal norms and expectations. Very rarely do we get a chance, no matter whatever situation of life you are in, very rarely would you be able to lead a carefree life of sorts like Tarapada. The last question of this video. Does the restlessness of the youth convey something? Do you think Tarapada was doing the right thing by not staying in one place for long? So the restlessness of youth conveys a universal desire for exploration and self-discovery. His actions can be seen as a search for his identity and true calling. While his restlessness may seem irresponsible, it also highlights the importance of personal growth and the need to experience life fully before settling down. And this is very true, you should explore all possibilities, whether it is the courses that you would take in the future after class 12 or whether it is any jobs that you are going to take. Explore possibilities. Don't settle too early because life literally has a lot to offer. Now you can contact me by sending me an email or connecting by DMing me on Instagram, and we could share more thoughts on Atithi, or I could also exchange notes with you there. So do let me know if you are interested. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. Do hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel for more such future updates. Thank you for watching. Bye.